You are looking live at Coach Eric Williams on the second season recap episode of the Coach Eric Williams Jaguar Nation Show. This is your host, Jeff Breedlove. We're coming to you on this episode to highlight some of our players. You know, Coach, this year with that historic season that we had, a number of our Jaguars were named to the All-Region team. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Jaguars that made the All-Region team?
Well, the Jaguars, we were well represented on the All-Region team. First and foremost, we had Hassan Hall, who was selected as the Athlete of the Year. First team, All-Region, we had Marquise Colsey at receiver on offense, Kobe Dixon with defense, Lentavius Tucker with defense, Tony Hines with defense, and Tanise Denson at defensive back on defense. The second team All-Region, we had our quarterback, our outstanding quarterback, Roderick Hammonds, Rashard Jordan, and Tardis Ballard, and Ethan Reinblock. Honorable mention was Rashad Pate, Rashard Jordan once again, DeQuantes Watts, and Jack Breedlove. So we had a lot of representation, and we're very proud of our students, athletes, for their accomplishments.
And you know, Coach, the postseason accolades don't stop there at all. Want to focus back again on the Flash, Hassan Hall. Something very special happened for him. He made a big life decision.
Oh yes, he decided to take his talents and to the University of Louisville.
So now Jaguar Nation will be cheering for the Louisville Cardinal next season. I want you all to follow Louisville on social media and follow Hassan and his freshman season next year. And let's cheer him on at Louisville.
That's right.
So bringing it back, we've got 5 Jaguars, Coach. Marquise Colsey, Roderick Hammond, Hassan Hall, Colby Dixon, and Jacob Fuller. They've been selected and invited to play in the Georgia Senior Bowl Classic, Coach.
Oh yes, and this is the inaugural Georgia Senior Bowl Classic, and what we're going to have the APS All-Stars versus the Muskogee County All-Stars in one game, and the other game would be South Fulton All-Stars versus the Henry County All-Stars.
Well, I'll tell you what, those boys in Columbus don't know what's about to hit them.
They don't, and you know, our guys have been chomping at the bit to get back out there on that field, before they all go their separate ways, and we'll be starting practice with that special event in a week or so.
And our kicker, Jack Breedlove, he's accepted 2 invitations so far, possibly a third or fourth, but he's kicking, representing Jaguar Nation at the Georgia Elite Classic and the National Junior Showcase. Two opportunities for Jack to kick.
Oh, that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome.
And then we have the OD Bowl down in New Orleans, and we have at least 4 players that we know of that have been invited to participate. Justin Bronson, Roderick Hammond, and Tardis Ballard, and Marquise Colsey.
Oh yes, for our guys to just go out and play and continue to show their talents before they matriculate into college. It's just outstanding opportunity for them.
And then we've heard that Drayvon Harris has been invited to play in the Florida-Georgia All-Star game.
Once again, Drayvon Harris could not be more deserving of his opportunity to go out and play another football game and represent Georgia in the Georgia-Florida All-Star game.
And what I want to say about these guys, Coach, all of those Jaguars are on social media. They're on Instagram, they're on Twitter especially, and I suppose they're on Facebook. They may not think Facebook is as cool as we do, but I know they're on Instagram and Twitter. And Jaguar Nation, follow these guys. They're posting about their football stuff. They're posting about these games. And I'm going to tell you what, I was talking to one of the players today, and when you like or retweet something that these players do, it motivates them when they know Jaguar Nation's out there. So follow these young athletes, and that helps them out.
It really does. Yes, it does.
So, you know, we're just building. We're just building off this great season. You know, we made it to the Sweet 16, Coach, and I think one of the main reasons that we did was our strong defense. And I know that you probably want to give a shout out to a man named David Johnson.
Yes, sir. Coach Johnson has been a blessing. He truly has. He came in and with his aggressive style, and attention to detail really set the tone for us this season as far as what we wanted to do on defense, and I couldn't be more grateful to him.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, watching him out in that practice field, he is all business. He loves those players. I have listened to him give speeches in the locker room that aren't about football, they're about life. And that man is a great role model and a great addition to Jaguar Nation.
Yes, he is.
But if you think of one word about the defense this year, it might be dominant. What do you think about that, Coach?
Yes, dominant. And I tried to ingrain in them, along with Coach Johnson, that we wanted to attack fast and bust butt, for a lack of a better term. Man, that's exactly what we went out there and did this year. And now it's just becoming second nature to our kids. That's what the expectation is if you're going to be on the defensive side of the ball here at Maynard Jackson High School.
Well, it's almost like a fly to the ball mentality.
That's right. That's right. We want to attack the ball. That's exactly what he preaches, and that's what our kids process and have understood. That's the expectation that we want them to follow.
Well, I know that everybody watches the Coach Eric Williams Jaguar Nation show, and I know that you take notes. And I know if you did, you know that I kept saying throughout the season, the defense is different this year. Defense is different. I think our all-region selections demonstrate that.
Yes.
I think that just like, I've said this before. I go back, I think of the great Steelers and the great Oakland Raiders and the great Chicago Bear defenses. I really do think Maynard Jackson's on the verge of getting a reputation as a strong, you don't want to mess with them defensive team.
I couldn't second that motion even more. But the thing is, defense wins championships, and that's what I tell the kids. You go out there and get stops. They can't win if they can't score.
That's exactly right. Hey, but let's not forget our offense. They moved that ball up and down the field this year. And, when I think of a one word for the offense coach, I might put it out to you to tell us about the word balanced.
Oh, yeah, we were very balanced this year, and that was the goal going into the year. We wanted it not to be primarily a passing team, or not be looked upon as a running team. We wanted to be 50-50 or anywhere from 55-45 as far as passing to rushing. And we did it with a lot of different personnel. Our quarterback threw for almost 2,000 yards, a little bit over 1,800 yards. We had a 1,000-yard receiver, and we also had several guys, including a quarterback, to rush for over 400 yards.
So I think it was great. You could see the difference. And we can say the season before this, I think people expected Maynard Jackson to pass, almost every down.
Right.
But we made ourselves more honest by opening up that running game this year. So if I think of one word to describe the team overall on the field, tell me what you would say if I say to you depth.
Depth, and that's how you actually win games in 5A. You got to have depth. And what we did this year, we were able to play a lot more people. We got a lot of our young kids in, so they had experience. So now the attrition rate will not be so great as far as the kids graduating and other kids having to step up and play next year. So right now we're in a position where we have kids who have played some very valuable snaps this year, and they'll be ready to execute and keep it going next year.
Well, and Coach, we saw several times this year where maybe a starter would go down and have to come out for a couple of plays. And we don't have time to go through all the players on the roster, unfortunately. But we had scenarios where we had freshmen stepping up and not just coming in the game, but consistently making big plays when they did, sophomores stepping up. So I think the expectation around here is exactly what you said. We had a lot of players who we wouldn't even expected to play come in and make big plays.
You're exactly right. And they're making plays, being as they are freshmen and sophomores. And now they must know that we have to get stronger, bigger, faster, and stronger to be able to compete and take this thing to the next level where we really want to go to. And that's to the Mercedes-Benz Arena to be playing for state championship.
Well, Coach, I have to tell you, there's a lot of people that follow us on social media. I want to remind everybody we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and need you to follow us. There is no reason in the world to believe that the success of this season will not continue in the off season as we go into the spring practice. So we need you guys to follow us. We're gonna be a year-round program, and I know the coaches are committed to getting ready in the off season for next year, coming back with a strong senior class, and I think next year that trophy behind you is not going to say runner-up. I think it's going to say champion.
Exactly, that's the goal. Yes, sir.
So we want to thank, as we conclude this historic season, part 2 of our season wrap-up. In case you didn't see part 1, I do think it's worth mentioning that Coach Williams has a big announcement about where we're going to open up the game next year. So just, Coach, tell us really quickly, where are we opening up next year?
Next year we're taking that road trip down to Wintersville, the storied program, Valdosta Wildcats.
So you heard it right there. We're going to take Jaguar Nation on the road about as far as well you can go in Georgia down to Valdosta next season. So make your plans, mark your calendar. We're going to open up with a win in South Georgia against Valdosta. We want to thank Coach Eric Williams. We want to thank the entire coaching staff and all the Booster Club members, all the fans that came to every game.
Yes.
Or watched us on social media. We had fans watching from other states. Alumni that came out to support the team at key games. Thank the band, the cheerleaders, the principal, and all the teachers that meant so much to this program. But don't give up on the season, because we don't have an off season. Follow us on social media, support the Booster Club, and help do the work in the off season as a fan and a stakeholder to get Jaguar Nation ready for next season.
That's right, Jaguar Nation. We thank you for all of your support. MJJ all day.
Thanks, Coach.